What is good, everybody? It just rules back again with another video. So we're here for our first Ring of Honor TV review of 2025, episode number 97 to be exact. This should be a quick review. This week's episode once again took place at the Hammerstein Ballroom, which is very awkward because that means that a lot of this, or almost the entire episode, took place in 2024, and more so took place before Christmas, but that doesn't really matter. I will admit that the AEW schedule over the next couple of months and for the foreseeable future is going to be very weird now that they don't have to tape and film Rampage, that there might be more ROH matches on episodes and more sporadic, weird taping situations for ROH, but we'll see when that time comes. But like I said, all the matches on this week's episode, except for the main event, took place at the Hammerstein Ballroom. If I had to theorize, I would say that last week's episode was filmed before and after Collision, and then this week's episode was filmed before and after the Dynamite taping session. But like I said, in the grand scheme of things, those things don't matter. Let's go and talk about what happened on this week's episode. As our opening contest was a women's TV title match, Red Velvet versus Hanako. Hanako was victorious on the Final Battle 0 Hour, while Red Velvet retained her Women's Television Championship at Final Battle against Layla Hirsch, which plays into this match and something else a little bit later on. So, opening contest is Red Velvet versus Hanako. We get a collar and elbow tie-up between the two, with Hanako using her size to her advantage. This meaning that Velvet has to retaliate and use her speed to her advantage. Hanako reverses a suplex into a brainbuster. We get a series of splashes by Hanako that gets a 2 count. We get a pair of running knees and a spinning kick by Velvet that gets a 2 count. And then Velvet scratches the eyes of Hanako, setting her up to win the matchup. And I'll go ahead and talk about it now because there's an interview later on with Red Velvet, and she's asked by Lexi Nair that why is she retaliating to cheating to win her matches, and Velvet never really answers it. She just kept saying, why, I don't know why everybody's asking me this, I just want to retain my championship. So I guess she technically did answer. And the main reason I didn't think that she did is because she's interrupted by her Final Battle opponent, who was Layla Hirsch, and she just tells Red Velvet that she could not have won without cheating. And Velvet's like, I am willing to give you another title shot, but it will be on my terms. So if and when the match rematch takes place, it'll be Red Velvet's decision. As now, we go to what was the highlight of the episode for me, another match involving Ring of Honor legend Homicide, as we get Action Andretti and Lio Rush versus Rocky Romero and Homicide once again. So, Rush and Romero start the match off with Rush attacking after the Code of Honor. Romero tries to hit the Forever Clotheslines, but Rush tags out before he could finish. Andretti accidentally hits Rush, setting Romero to tag in Homicide. He hits a cutter on Andretti, with Rush breaking up the pinfall attempt, and then Homicide brings a fork into play, and he I don't know what he was trying to do with it, but it ends up stuck in the turnbuckle post. I guess that's the best way I could explain it. And the referee takes his time trying to get it, or I guess he had some difficulty getting it out of the turnbuckle. But Homicide and Andretti are paying attention to this, and Andretti low blows Homicide and rolls him up, with Andretti and Lio Rush winning this matchup. The thing that sucks is that I kind of could predict that Andretti and Rush were going to win because they got an AEW Tag Team title match this weekend, so it kind of gave away who was going to win this matchup. But like I said, always nice to see Homicide coming around. And it's also weird that I would imagine the conglomeration, I'm not going to say they're done, but they've slowly are finished, because Kyle rejoined the Undisputed Kingdom. Mark Briscoe's doing his own thing. Romero reunited with Homicide and reformed the Rottweilers for the past 2 weeks. And then Orange Cassidy has kind of been doing his own thing. So I liked the idea of the conglomeration. There was just a group of lovable guys and girl with Willow involved. But I imagine, I'm not going to say they're completely done, but I imagine that they are. So I kind of noticed it during this match. As next, we have Harley Cameron versus Ashley Vox. Cameron is aggressive early, mainly with chops and kicks. Vox lands her own and a cannonball in the corner for a 2 count, but what gets a 3 count is a Harley Cameron German suplex and Shining Wizard. As next, we have an 8-man tag team match, that being Shane Taylor Promotions versus the Iron Savages and Dark Order. Before the match starts, Jack Jameson says that STP reminds him of Santa's reindeers, because again, this was taped before Christmas. And it is what it is, you know. And he gave all of them nicknames, but they're not really repeatable, and I don't want to repeat them. So, Alex Reynolds and Lee Moriarty start the match off with arm drags and drop kicks. Bravo and Dean at one point get sent to Titty City. Then STP is able to get the advantage once Adora interrupts on the outside. Boulder at one point hits a double end of days on the infantry, while Moriarty is putting Reynolds in a Border City stretch on the outside, leaving the other 3 Shane Taylor Promotions members to triple team on Evil Uno inside the ring, and then Moriarty rolling in to apply a Border City stretch on Uno that he taps out to an STP, setting the foundation for a dominant 2025. Now, we did have a throwback match of the week, but it broke my rule and that it cannot be a match that has been covered before on the channel. So essentially, any match ROH on Honor Club era, I'm willing to cover. But this week's match was Athena versus Willow Nightingale from Death Before Dishonor 2023. Jimmy Butler has requested a trade, so hopefully he gets traded this weekend. That way I can make a reaction video to it. Back to this. Athena versus Willow Nightingale from Death Before Dishonor 2023. So if you want to hear me talk about that match, you can travel back to 2023. Spoiler alert, Athena wins. But at least they had some reasoning for choosing this match, as both women are involved in a big matchup this weekend at Wrestle Dynasty. And I'll be talking a little bit about Wrestle Dynasty on this week's edition of Shooting the Breeze. But Ring of Honor related stuff taking place at Wrestle Dynasty. Like I said, we got the finals of the International Women's Cup involving Athena representing ROH, Willow Nightingale representing AEW, Momo Watanabe representing Stardom, and Persephone representing CMLL. The winner gets a women's title match of their choice. You know, on this side, we're rooting for Athena to win. And I could see something happening that would probably end up disappointing me. I think Athena could win this. And this could set up a massive match between her and Mercedes Moné. Now, my issue here is, y'all know I love Athena. I want Athena to win. But Mercedes Moné has a lot more championships than Athena and is building on this belt collector thing. And it kind of screws it up. Granted, in my opinion, Athena shouldn't have to put her title up because she's winning this number 1 contenders. Make Mercedes Moné put all her titles on the line. That way Athena could take all of her championships as well as the Ring of Honor World title. That's just me fantasy booking off the top of my cap. I do think that a lot of Athena retaining at Final Battle has to do with a potential Mercedes Moné match, because the main story of that would be all the championships that they have. But again, that is mainly fantasy booking. And with it being fantasy, I want Athena to win it all and, you know, bring it to Ring of Honor. But that's besides the point. Also, at Wrestle Dynasty and Ring of Honor related, Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes are putting their tag team titles on the line against the House of Torture, which what is very funny about this, and I enjoy, is that if you look at the match graphic for this match, it uses the old ROH tag team titles and not the 2022 retro design, the 2018 to 2022 design. So we've had 2 other designs since then. Grand scheme of things, again, it doesn't matter. It gets a good laugh. Will be interesting to see who wins this match as well. As now we have our main event matchup, a proving ground bout between Komander and QT Marshall. Like I said, this match did not take place at the Hammerstein Ballroom. QT tries to do the smart thing and run out the clock, because again, this is a Proving Ground match. If he lasts the 10 minutes, then he gets a title shot, and Komander eventually catches onto this and hits him with a drop kick. Then he tries to apply a faster pace at this point, hitting a Hurricane Rana followed by a dive to the outside. QT hits a suplex powerbomb for a 2 count, and then tries to follow it up with a diamond cutter, but Komander reverses it into an arm drag, sending him to the outside. And QT, for no real, I guess he kind of had a reason, but not really a reason, punches Alex Abrahantes, and Komander gets distracted by this and tries to help him up, but he is able to hit a dive onto QT. Once back in the ring, he follows that up with a Canadian Destroyer and his rope walk shooting star, but QT once again rolls to the outside, and the time limit expires. And at some point, QT Marshall will be getting a TV title match because of this. Which what sucks and what is funny about this is that QT Marshall lost that final battle to Jay Lethal, who wanted to get gold in Ring of Honor. Yet QT Marshall now is lined up for a title match and Jay Lethal isn't. So maybe Jay Lethal can weasel his way into that or to another title picture. Again, it's just fantasy booking at this point. But like I said, a quicker edition of Ring of Honor Wrestling. Good way to start off 2025. So I don't want to yap too long. So I do appreciate y'all all for watching this. I will be enthralled in what next week's episode will have, because at this point I have no clue. So hopefully I will see you all then. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, because I'm out for now. Goodbye.